Hi everyone, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes and share with all of you guys a couple of long-term trade ideas I'm looking at. I shared these charts a little bit earlier this morning on Twitter, and I figured I'd make a quick video about it. It's the New Zealand dollar and the pound dollar. Now, currently views of both of these pairs are a little bit on the bearish side, and we've seen some pretty strong runs down recently in the last couple of days and even last couple of weeks. Here's the pound dollar right here, and this is kind of what I'm looking at. It's been running up and up and up, and then it started to turn around and come down. It's sitting right on the 200 moving average and right on the low of the last 4 months or so, which is right around 16700, just a little bit below it, as you can see right there. Well, if it can hold this level right here, this 16700, give or take 20 pips, if it can hold that area, I think this could turn out to be a pretty interesting head and shoulders pattern, long term that is. So what we have here is a nice left shoulder ahead, and then if this gives us a good little bounce somewhere up here into the higher 160s, 168.50, 16900, right in that general area, if we get this thing to bounce up about 200 pips, that could make a fantastic right shoulder. We could be doing some pretty fantastic stuff with that as well. If that right shoulder pops up, we can draw some rising wedges, trade the break of that, hopefully be in some profit by the time it gets down to the neckline, and trade it right on down through the neckline. I have a lot of lower targets that I'm super interested in, but I think we have a pretty good chance of trading the pound dollar down into the low 160s. If we look at the high right here, and again, if this is the neckline, if this 167 can hold, it gives us about 500 pips from the top of the head to the neckline. So 500 pips would take us, let's just say it goes that far. That takes us down into just about 16200. Now, the pound may not make it down that far. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if we get that nice formation of the right shoulder, we should be able to get a pretty easy entry up here just below 170 and trade this thing right on down through that neckline and beyond. That's, I mean, in a worst case scenario, that's probably a 400 or 500 pip trade that we can stay in for a couple of weeks and really bank some bucks. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm going to be watching this very, very closely over the next couple of weeks, and I think it's a great, great opportunity. We have a very similar setup on the New Zealand dollar. I'm looking at the New Zealand dollar in kind of the same light as the pound dollar. This is a daily chart as well. New Zealand dollar came down. It's bouncing off of the low of the last couple of months, just like the pound dollar, making a perfect neckline, just like the pound dollar. And we have a nice little left potential shoulder right here, and a nice little head right there. And if this thing can bounce up there and get up into the 8600 area, somewhere around there, and start trading back down, we're also going to have a pretty fantastic profit target. Look at this thing. It's about 420, 430 pips from the top of the head to the neckline. That would take us nicely below into some of these lows here. Now, I think that is a very, very real possibility for the New Zealand dollar as well, because keep in mind, if we look at a monthly chart, the New Zealand dollar is coming off 20-year highs, and it has failed pretty nicely off those 20-year highs, by the way. So we have a nice little set of just about train tracks right there on the monthly chart. This thing has got a lot of room to at least come down and correct, and I think getting down into the low 80s, 80, 8100, right around there should be pretty easy for this New Zealand dollar. I like this setup a lot, and I think it's going to be a fantastic long-term move. Again, we need a bounce up, but it's holding this neckline very, very nicely, which is about 8400. It gets up there, we're going to look for a rising wedge, trade the break of that, enter, hopefully be in profit, 100 or 200 pips by the time it gets back to this neckline, and just trade it right the heck on through. Again, for probably a pretty easy 400 to 500 pip trade. Obviously, it's going to take a couple of weeks for this to set up, if it does set up, but if it does, it will be an amazing trade, and we're going to have some great profit potential. So I hope you guys will join me in on the pound dollar, New Zealand dollar, long-term head and shoulders pattern that's coming up. I think it's great, and if it does set up, it could be very, very profitable for all of us. So best of luck, guys. Hope you're having a great day and a great week trading. Thanks, and take care.